This is a quick review of the bcalc online graphing calculator. You'll have a link to this. I find this is a very helpful resource. I'm simply going to put in a function. This is x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2x minus 1. Please notice that I use the little caret key above the number 6 on your keyboard to get the exponent. This gives us a nice graph. With this graph we can sit there and we can zoom out. We can zoom in. We can sit there and reset it. We can shift it to the left or to the right. We can center it by hitting the origin. These are just some simple tools to move it around to where you can kind of get your viewing window. However, some of the more powerful tools are over here on this side. Okay? Say you want to find out the zero of a graph. Okay? In other words, you want to find out where it intersects the x-axis of. Okay? If you click on this button, it's going to say select the bounds to find the zero. In other words, what you want to do is you can kind of visually see that the zero is around here. Okay? But you don't know exactly where it is. So you're going to click on it. You're going to go a little bit to the left and just slide it to the right. And there's the zero at 2.34718. You can't see it real good here. It's actually listed over here as well. The zero in this function, it tells you the function occurs at here. Now, you can switch back and forth if you have multiple functions. So you want to graph multiple functions, you can actually select different functions. Let's look at something else. Let's look at the maximum. We know the maximum is a peak, and we see a peak occur right here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to click on this button for the maximum, and we're just going to sit there and slide across it, holding the mouse button down until we've got it, and there's the maximum. The maximum occurs. This was the interval that I gave it, because I knew there was a maximum in there, and the maximum occurs at 0.4226497, comma, and the maximum value. This was a local maximum, obviously, because there's no absolute maximum on this graph, and this is the y value that it obtains. We can do the same thing for the minimum. We can do the same thing for the trace. The trace I don't think is a very great function on any graphing calculator because it doesn't give you precise answers. But this will, these three, the zero, the max, the min, you'll use a lot. You can also find the intersection too. If I do another graph, say y equals, let's go x plus 5. Let's see if we can graph that. Actually, let's go a little bit further down. Let's go x plus 2. There's the graph. So I want to find the intersection of these two graphs. I'm going to do right here. Same thing, just slide across, and that's where they intersect at. They intersect at the 0.3, comma 5. This is a very useful resource for you. You'll have the link for this. If you're ever trying to graph stuff, this is the first place you should go unless you have a graphing calculator. It'll allow you to kind of see what the graph looks like. Now, as you go along, you should be able to get more comfortable with, understand this is in degree 3 function. You should understand there's some number of peaks and valleys that it can have. You should understand there's a maximum number of intercepts that it'll have as well. So this, as you go along, should be less telling you exactly what the graph looks like and more giving you the specifics of the graph. You should start getting a better feel that this is a linear equation, this is a cubic equation, and this should be less and less a absolute that you have to go to, more and more something that you use to find precise answers with.